Darlings, so we have here Brittany and Leo from Love is Blind. I'm actually not gonna go through, I guess, per episode sort of recap or commentary. I just thought, let's start with the two of them. Are they my faves? No. Leo was, if you haven't seen the episodes, well, I felt like Leo was this sort of sheltered. This is just my opinion, okay? He was like this sort of sheltered rich kid, which he does agree to that he is a rich kid. I don't know about the sheltered part, but you know, obviously, if you come from a moneyed background, your circle, your social circle would be almost curated, right? Would be people who are equally moneyed, if not more, or those who, may be hoping to be in the same social status as you are, economic status as you are. Anywho, but he seemed more down to earth until he started talking almost incessantly about how well to do his family is and now him. Like I feel like there were several clips or episodes where he just couldn't help himself and just kept dropping, yeah, my parents died, people in my family had died of cancer, woe is me, and I'm totally rich. Just about in that. Oh dear. In that order. It just sort of reminded me of Clay. From what season was he? Clay was season 5? Yeah, season 5, I think. It was just like, the constant, oh, my dad cheated on my mom, which was Clay's, like, if we can say it, claim to fame during the show. Leo is, his claim to fame is, I'm super rich, I'm an art dealer, and there's that. Oh, and, I inherited it because like people in my family had passed away and things like that. And it's like, after some time, it starts to kind of become monotonous. Like, is that the only thing about you? And I felt like with Brittany too, I don't want to say, like, she's the quintessential blonde, like cute, fit, but nothing really up in the brain area. But look, it's hard to miss the how should I put it? It's difficult to get past initially the quintessential way that she speaks. It's a very Barbie-ish, very cutesy, not in a childlike way, but in a way that would give off, I'm somebody who prefers to be taken care of, which is not a bad thing. And she did say that too, that, the people that she has dated, or at least the previous relationship she had, they would take care of her. Like, she didn't have to pay for anything, which is actually something that she shared with Leo. So what I got from Brittany is that I'm here to look for, on the show, to look for a husband who is going to be able to not only spice up my life physically, but also spice up my life financially. Like, she's not here to be a housewife. She's here to be a housewife and have a nanny, a live-in nanny, like a 24/7 live-in nanny who can cook. Because according to her, the kids need to be fed. Like, girl, jeez, okay. But look, she wasn't she wasn't going to lie about that. So hats off to her for being honest about what she wants in life and what her goals are. So I didn't see a lot of their conversations to have much depth, or maybe that was just me. I really didn't. It felt very surface level. It felt like it wasn't even going to scratch the surface. It felt like going through the motions, watching the two of them interact, in the pods. There were some conversations where it delved a little bit. It tried to delve a little bit deeper, but not going beneath the surface. Still above the surface for me. And maybe it just, I don't know. At some point, I felt like just watching the two of them. Okay, they're going through the motions. Are they really trying to find love, or are they trying to explore what the show can do for their professional lives? Like she's an esthetician, he's an art dealer. What sort of like new audience can the show bring to them, as far as, again, professional, what's this now, their professional goals are, like, I don't know, selling more art for Leo, for Brittany, having more clients because she's an esthetician. So anywho, they do go about, I'm not gonna go play by play on them. They do end up getting engaged, but I felt like he only said that he was in love with her, like deeply in love with her, Leo, with Brittany, after he got dumped by Hannah. That's just me. I felt like with Hannah, even though she was unsure about a lot of things, I mean, she was going back and forth with Leo and Nick, but that's something else. I felt like with Hannah, Leo would have met his counterpart, because she seemed to have a good head on her shoulders. She wasn't fascinated by, his self-proclaimed riches. She wasn't fascinated with what he could bring to the table for her, as far as like economic stability. And she seemed to be quite independent, but which, I suppose Brittany is also, but she's not going to be independent with a partner who cannot pay for her lifestyle as well as his, because she's not about to dip in those pockets. I mean, she made that clear. So anywho, so they end up getting what's this now? I lost my train of thought. They end up getting engaged, and he was like, he was totally taken by her, physically, what have you. But she kind of seemed to me like there was not so much a wall, but there was something in her that just didn't seem like she was that into him, or maybe she was imagining him to be of a different physical type. I don't know, because she's always, like she said, she's always dated rock stars and athletes. So there you go. She also couldn't tell him that she loved him during the reveal, although he had mentioned that. And they actually didn't make it. Okay, spoiler alert, they didn't make it to Mexico. They weren't followed by the producers. How, like, after they get engaged in Love is Blind, the producers follow their story. And they also did, again, spoiler alert, sorry, they also did end up breaking up after filming. So I don't know if they have to, like, stay together for the entire filming process, if they end up like getting engaged or what have you. But apparently they were not selected by the behind the scenes team because they felt like in their gut they weren't going to be the most authentically likely to actually be at the altar and say I do. Um, hmm, interesting. That is from Love is Blind Mastermind, Chris Seelan. Um, and I'm like, ooh, what does that mean? He further adds that he felt at the time that the couples that did end up following in Mexico, like, post their getting engaged, felt more like on a gut level, had a real shot to say I do, that they were really invested in saying I do. Damn. Oh. Okay. Well, again, that's from Love is Blind Mastermind, Chris Seelan. Uh, but Leo and Brittany did end up going on their own honeymoon in Miami. It's like, Leo, as much as you said that you were, practically like diving in like $100 bills, proverbially or figuratively. I don't know if you really do. You just take her to Miami. Look, I guess if you're not sure, you don't want to like spend that kind of dough, right? Like you're not gonna spend that kind of money. But she probably was thinking like, yeah, no, you gotta do better than this, bro. But they seem to have like continued to become friends, so that's a good thing. And although they didn't end up together, they seem to really be happy to be just friends and moving on. Um, Brittany even says that the chemistry wasn't there. You don't say, girl. You don't say. But I'm sure it wasn't just chemistry. But anyway, just saying. That's all we have for these two. We'll have something else for the other two, Nick and Hannah. I cannot with them. Oof. Anyway, we'll talk about that in the next stream. Okay? Darlings, thank you again for continuing to watch my videos. And, it's like, it's not even great. I don't know how to edit yet, but I will get to it. And continue to be fabulous little you, because there's nothing else for you to do but be your fabulous little self. And to try to leave grace for others, and to always journey in gratitude. I shall see you all fabulous people in the next go round. To live for now. Bye.